She was already standing there when I rolled up the garage door. Arms crossed, phone in hand, and that smug look people wear when they think they've caught you red-handed. "That's my car!" she yelled so loud the sound bounced off the neighbor's walls. I blinked, confused, as she pointed at the red Camaro parked inside. My red Camaro. Before I could even open my mouth, she was already on 911, pacing on my driveway. "Yes, officer. I'm at 42 Maple Street. The thief is here right now. I'm looking at him." Her voice dripped with fake panic, like she was auditioning for some cheap TV drama. I could hear the operator asking questions, but Karen just kept talking over them, adding more lies with every breath. My stomach tightened, not because I was scared, but because I knew exactly how far she was about to push this, and I was ready for it. Within minutes, I saw flashing lights reflecting off the garage walls. 2 patrol cars pulled up, and the officer in front didn't even hesitate. He marched straight toward me like I was already guilty. "Step away from the vehicle," he ordered, hand resting on his holster. Karen stood behind him, clutching her papers like they were holy scripture. "That's the bill of sale," she told him, smirking. "I just bought it this morning, and he broke into my garage to steal it." I could almost laugh at how confident she sounded, like this was her big moment to shine. The officer glanced at the papers, then at me. "Sir, any reason you're standing next to a car she claims is hers?" His voice was calm, but his eyes were sharp. Before I could answer, Karen leaned in and whispered something to him. And whatever it was made him nod. That's when I realized this wasn't just some neighbor being petty. She'd planned this. And the papers she was waving, yeah, those weren't real. But proving that, in this moment, wasn't going to be easy. Not unless I played my own card. I slowly pulled my hands from my pockets, keeping my voice steady. "Officer, before we go any further, you might want to run the VIN." Karen's smirk twitched, just a little, but she quickly recovered. "Oh, don't waste your time," she snapped. "He's probably already swapped the plates." The officer hesitated, then motioned to the second cop, who walked over to the front of the car. Karen started pacing again, muttering about people like me who think they can just take whatever they want. I kept my eyes on her, letting her think she was winning. A moment later, the second cop read out the VIN, and the first officer typed it into his tablet. The pause that followed was heavy. He glanced up at me, then back at the screen. "This car's registered to," he started, but Karen suddenly cut in, her voice louder than his. "It's a mistake. That's my old address on there. He must have hacked it." That's when I decided to push. I reached into the small black case on the workbench and set it down on the hood. "Before you believe another word," I said, flipping it open, "you should probably see my proof." Karen leaned forward, then froze. Inside the case wasn't paperwork. It was my badge. Karen's eyes widened for just a second before she tried to cover it with a laugh. "Oh, please," she scoffed. "Anyone can buy one of those online." The first officer's expression shifted, suspicion now aimed more at her than me. He picked up the badge, turned it over, and saw the official engraving, my name, and the department seal. "I'm a detective," I said quietly, "and this is my car. Bought it 3 years ago, paid in full." The silence in the garage was sharp enough to cut through steel. Karen took a step back, but her voice cracked as she kept the act going. "He's lying. He's trying to intimidate me." The officer turned to her. "Ma'am, if this is your vehicle, where's your driver's license? Registration? Insurance?" She fumbled through her bag, pulling out crumpled papers that looked more like something printed from a home computer than any legal document. The second cop stepped closer, eyeing the crooked font and missing seals. That's when Karen's phone buzzed in her hand. The screen lit up, and from where I stood, I could clearly see the name saved in her contacts. Tow Guy, Mark. My jaw tightened. She hadn't just planned to have me arrested. She was going to have the car gone before the truth could catch up. Karen's smirk came back the second the low rumble of a diesel engine rolled down the street. The tow truck turned into my driveway like it had been waiting around the corner. "That's him," she said, waving at the driver. "Take it before he tries to run." The first officer held up a hand, but Karen kept pushing, stepping in front of him. "You have no idea what kind of guy he is. He'll trick you, The tow driver hopped down, avoiding my eyes. He walked straight to the Camaro, reaching for the chains. "Touch it," I said firmly, "and you're going to regret it." My tone made him freeze, but it was the badge in my hand that made him step back. "Sir," the first officer said to me, "do you have proof of ownership?" "Beyond the VIN?" I nodded and handed him my phone. It was already open to the title, insurance, and even a photo of me at the dealership holding the keys. He scrolled slowly, then passed it to the second cop. Karen's voice grew sharper. "He's faking all of that. He probably works with the DMV or something." She was spiraling now, her control slipping. Then I decided it was time to end this. "Actually," I said, "I work with internal affairs, and I've been recording everything since you walked onto my property." I pointed up to the corner of the garage, where a small security camera's red light blinked steadily. The officer took one look at Karen. "Ma'am, turn around." Her jaw dropped as the cuffs clicked into place. "For what?" she shrieked. "Trespassing. Filing a false police report and attempted vehicle theft," he replied. As they walked her toward the patrol car, she kept twisting her neck to shout, "This isn't over." I glanced at my Camaro, the sunlight hitting its hood just right. "Yeah," I said under my breath, "it is." Watching her shoved into the back seat, I felt that slow, satisfying burn of justice. This was my land, my car, my right, and nobody, HOA or not, was going to take that from me. In this country, you fight for what's yours, and you win.